hope you're ready for this.
Gonna be fun.
You will not stand in my way.
Frostborn. Hunger. This pleases me.
I do not fear you, mortal.
Your soul shall be mine.
Don't make me laugh.
Needs a brew? Oh, I do. Feel a shredding, baby. Let the battle begin.
Always ready. You guys heard it here first. Oh, actually, you didn't hear them. But anyways, welcome to the 89th episode of the Nexus Trolls podcast. I am your host, GOONHOTS, and I'm joined as always by my two brothers in the Nexus, Soken and Aurumis. What's going on, guys? How you doing?
Hey, what up?
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Pretty good. How was you guys this week? What have you guys been up to?
Getting ready to travel.
Nice. Where are you going?
Going back home to Jersey. Going hiking for a weekend just to clear my mind. No phones. Just gonna chill for a while. And relax. Come back. Play a bunch of HOTS next week.
Right on. He's
Cool.
clearing. He's clearing his mind for the feeds.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course. I've been trying to battle my cable company, trying to get them to fix my cable wire at my house, and I think they finally did it. But to be honest, it has been the worst experience of my entire adult life trying to deal with these people. It is terrible, man. I looked up my cable company on Better Business Bureau, and they're at a 94% negative reviews.
Wow.
Ooh.
94%. That's
That-
insane, dude.
There was only 9 people that voted.
But yeah, I've just been
What-
trying to deal with the heat, and
What's your
And
internet?
deal with
What's your
that.
cable company's name?
why you been trying to get me to out my cable company?
I'm just curious. Like over here.
I have Spectrum, which is it used to be
Spectrum.
Time Warner.
Mm.
Actually, it's not Spectrum's fault that this is happening. They contracted to a different company for some installation stuff, and that company is god awful.
I
So
see.
it is kind of Spectrum's fault in the sense that they didn't hire a better company, but it's not really their fault per se.
Spectrum, if you're listening, fix this man's internet, man. Come on, help
Help
us
a brother out.
Help us out. Right on. Yeah, I've been, same old, working, streaming. I've streamed every day this week, I think. Maybe not Monday. I don't remember if I did or not. All these days kind of just blend into one another. I've been playing a lot of Hero League, and it's been an experience, but we'll get into that later. As always. But before we get started today, I do want to announce our Trolls August muster. I'm gonna chill here for a minute. Bear with me. But now most of you are already familiar with Trolls GG and what we bring to the table. We've grown and evolved as a community entertainment group, and we're continuing to do so. We will grow into a premier community esports content producing site. It will be a place where community content creators are given the opportunity to grow and improve their work, and be given the opportunity to hone their skills and provide options for compensation. We will be focused on providing quality content and generating long-term sustainable growth in the growing esports community. Our first major initiative in this effort is what we're calling the Muster. The Muster, M-U-S-T-E-R. We're rallying all the troops, all the Trolls troops, and recruiting more Trolls to help our efforts to grow our community and push out more content. To participate, we've got lots going on for you to choose from. Join and share our content. Follow us on Twitter and Twitch. Share our articles and podcasts on Reddit. Join the discussion over at our Discord channel, where I and other members of the Trolls community are always proposing thought-provoking discussion. I say thought-provoking very loosely because I'm just sitting there eating some Funyuns, and I'm like, bro,
Eating some Funyuns.
bro, what if ranged solo laners, bro?
Whoa.
but you know, it's Nexus Troll stuff. It's armchair HGC stuff. It's just general Heroes of the Storm discussion. But you can also play with us on August 10th and 24th. The 24th is my birthday, by the way. We're hosting a game night where we'll be playing Heroes and anything else the group wants to play. Doesn't have to be Heroes of Storm. People want to play PUBG, you can play PUBG. If you want to play Fortnite,
that sounds cool.
You can play Fortnite. Yeah. If you want to play League of Legends, then we're just going to ban you. So, just kidding. But yeah, we'll play whatever you guys want to play, whatever's available, you know, whatever the group. You know, there's a million people there. Maybe we'll just play HOTS or something. I don't know. You can create for us. We're opening new content creating positions, and right now we're looking for writers for the Trolls.gg website, which will now include a tipping feature on each article posted, so the readers can support their favorite writers. So that's something that's going to be happening. As well, if anyone has any ideas for a new show or podcast, please join our Discord and reach out to Dorsh1. He is actually Dorsh2 in Twitch chat. So hit him up, send him a DM. And get in touch with them. You can also check out our redesign. We redesigned our Patreon. Over at patreon.com/trollsgg, we've got new patron tiers that may fit, that fit any budget, really. For $1 a month, for $1 a month, we'll let you join a troll army and make you a contributor. At $5 a month, and or if you are a $5 sub on Twitch, you become a troll hunter. At $10 a month, and or if you are a $10 sub on Twitch, you become a chieftain. At $20 a month, and or if you're a $24 sub on Twitch, you become the war chief. Each tier has different rewards for the various contributions. Check them out on the Patreon at patreon.com/trollsgg and see which one is best for you and your budget. Not only have we got new Patreon tiers, but we've added several new Patreon community goals. At $125 a month, we'll do a $20 Blizzard gift card giveaway to the community. At $150 a month, we will unlock bonus content for the community. In-depth interviews from prominent members of the community once a month. And patrons will get early access to these videos 1 week before they're posted live to our YouTube for everyone. At $200 a month, we'll be putting together a brand new show covering all the amateur scene in Heroes of the Storm exclusively. North America, EU, the Horizon Clash, and the other minor regions and stuff as well. I think will be included in that. I could be mistaken, but just amateur stuff, Bush League, Nexus Gaming Series, any other amateur league that comes up. Anything like that. So, at $200 a month, we'll be putting together I already said that. Last but not least, we'll also be doing a $20 Blizzard gift card giveaway this month, in August. Any new or current contributors will be awarded 3 entries. Any new or current chieftains will be awarded 10 entries. If you currently are already a contributor, you will be awarded a bonus 5 entries if you boost your current contributions to the next tier during the muster. So, all of this is in the show notes. The show notes will be in the description, and the YouTube video will be attached to the SoundCloud on the website. So yeah. The muster, I'm pretty excited. It's going to be a lot coming out, you know, a lot of things happening, a lot of opportunities for different people to be involved and get some cool stuff out of it and have some fun. But as always, we appreciate all of your support. But yeah. So with that being said, that's my segue line. With that being said, let's move right into the news.
Someday, this will make a great story.
Okay, so I forgot to transition to the muster highlight. So when I'm going back looking at the VOD and cutting this, I'm just going to have to listen to the show and realize when I shut the hell up. But anyways, some news. Soken, tell me what's going on in the Blizzard Heroes of the Storm news world community, aka what's happening on Reddit? What's going on?
Pretty much. All right. Well, first things first. We've been mentioning this every week, but next week we got next week on Monday, specifically August 6th, we got a ranked play changes in matchmaking AMA. If you have any questions for Blizzard, please ask them there on Reddit in that AMA. It's very important that we find out as much as we can about what the plans are for ranked play in the future, how the current matchmaking ranked play is going, and things along those lines. So
Yeah, show the developers that like you're interested in that, because a lot of us want to play ranked. We do. It's just we are afraid to because of the matchmaking is wild, and
it's been pretty wild lately, to be honest.
yeah. So if they fix it, we want to play. We want to let Blizzard know that we are invested in the ranked game mode, and they will look to make that aspect probably its higher priority. I
Yep.
would think, but.
And then in the far future, September 10th is another AMA on hero balance and design, so that'll be later on. Next we got the Western Clash, of course. Been bringing this up for a while now, also, and it's on August 10th, so next Friday. I will be there all days, the 10th, 11th, and 12th, which is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So hoping to hang out with some trolls and or just cool people in the community, and really just watch some good games. I'm super stoked.
Yeah,
It's gonna be fun.
Hit
in the
them up
arena,
on Twitter.
in the Blizzard Arena.
The Blizzard Arena, yeah. So that's gonna be fresh. That's gonna be new. Like, well, for the most part, like Overwatch has had its thing with it, but like now it's like, hey, this is a Heroes of the Storm tournament that is happening at our arena. So I think it's pretty safe to say that Blizzard's gonna go all out with this, right?
I'm really hoping so. I'm looking for some good loot too. That'll be nice.
Yeah, there's not you're not gonna hear the cheering background of like the CS:GO match that's going on in the other room.
Right? You're
I
like,
mean,
what play did I miss? Oh wait, that was just CS:GO.
Oh yeah, that was yeah. I mean, hey, I think CS:GO is fun to watch. But anyways, but yeah, how can people get a hold of you if they want to hang out with you at the Western Clash?
Feel free to DM me on Discord. You can find me in the Trolls Discord, and you can @ me there or PM me, DM me, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it, honestly. And also Twitter. So we'll get to that at the end of the show. But yeah, you can reach me on Twitter pretty easily. If I stream, just you could chat me up in my stream. So there's that too.
Wow.
And I think those are probably the 3 best ways. But overall, the Trolls Discord is probably the best way.
Cool. What else we got?
And then last, we got a quite a little bit of a longer segment. It's called
Sure.
The Secrets of PTR Unmasked. So basically, in typical Blizzard style, they have released things to the PTR that they have not explicitly stated in their PTR patch notes. And a lot of this is from Reddit, so a lot of these people did their due diligence, looked around, and found some stuff that was pretty cool. So I figured I'd mention some of those. The first thing, in the player profile statistics, you can actually filter out whatever you want. So you can filter out any of the game modes you want in any order. What I mean by that is, like, let's say you just want to look at everything excluding AI, because when you're stressed out, you just want to play some AI games and chill, and you don't want that affecting your statistics, because currently on the live server, when you look at your statistics, you're actually seeing everything. That includes quick match, hero league, unranked, and AI games. But a lot of people have complained in the past that why are AI games included? That makes no sense, right? So Blizzard actually did something cool. They listened to us and they put in now a filter for that. So you can do the drop down on the game mode and you can unclick AI now if you want to.
That's pretty cool, because I mean, I have a lot of AI games played where it's just like, I really don't want to play like anything, but I've got like 3 quests stacked up or something like that. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
I haven't played this hero in forever. I'm gonna try a little funky build and then play those quests and then just go to bed. Like your dailies, like.
I did that yesterday. I didn't want to actually play. I just wanted to get rid of some quests, and I was like, all right, I'll do 4 quick games. Boom, done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of AI games from like when I started playing HOTS, so That'll be cool to like take those out.
Oh, I
I
see.
think I had like a few hundred when I started playing. That's like all I know how to do. It's the only way I could win.
Yeah, but now you can do individual. You know, there was either all you could do everything before, or you can do like quick match only, or hero league only, or unranked only. Now you can do any mix you want, so that's pretty cool. Next is the promised Gen G MSB mount. So the midseason brawl, the winner of the midseason brawl got their own mount. This has been done in the past with teams like Cloud9 and I think Ballistics and maybe one other, I forget. Had their own team mounts, and now the Gen G MSB mount is on the PTR, so that should be coming with the next patch, which is pretty cool.
That is very cool.
Unfortunately, it kind of looks like a little a little shabby. Not exactly the best quality compared to. When
Is
you
it all
compare them
like
side by
low?
side.
Is it all low res and whatnot?
It's a little bit low res, and I was a little disappointed because you could see on the other ones that they really put a lot of detail on it, and they even put the year that it happened, right, which is kind of cool. And on this one, it just says GG, you know, for Gen G, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, so I definitely think it's a little lower quality, but they still have time to, you know, spruce it up if they really want to.
Okay. What else we got?
And then last, a little minor thing that's pretty cool is that the PTR installation has changed, where now instead of doing its own separate installation, it will copy from the live game files. So that means as long as you keep your normal game, I should say, up to date, if it's the most up to date stuff, it will copy from your up to date stuff as opposed to downloading new stuff, and that's a lot quicker, a lot better.
And like you know, you have your main game and then you have your PTR, like two different game clients that are patching
all 10 gigabytes and stuff,
like at different times and stuff. So like it just gets really huge. That's actually a big deal for like me and I know competitive players because they play on. I wonder if this applies to the tournament realm as well.
Oh, that's a good question.
I would like for it to apply on the tournament realm because that's a big one. Tournament realm, for those that don't know, if you go to your Blizzard launcher, you can like change your regions. It's like, you know, Americas, Europe, Asia, and then you'll see public test realm and tournament. The tournament realm is where all the HGC games are played, and where open division games are also played. They play on usually a patch before whatever we're on, or after, or yeah, before whatever we're on. So, you know, let's say we're playing White Mane now, tournament realm wouldn't have her in. You know, assuming she came out this week. But and there's a lot of people that there've been teams that have had to forfeit, open division teams I should say, that have had to forfeit because a player or two didn't update their tournament realm or have it installed or something like that.
Oh no, that actually happened?
Yeah, that's happened before.
Yeah, it's happened before.
Yeah.
Well, didn't they just start using the tournament realm for open? Isn't that a new thing?
No,
yeah,
they used to use it last season occasionally.
Yeah, they did it the season before this.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought this was new.
No, yeah. Well, this year it started.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, and that's just less game data, like less file size in my hard drive, you know. Now I can download more anime. Just kidding. Or am I?
I did not see you as an anime guy. I just never ever will see you as an anime guy for some reason.
What's that?
I'll never see you as an anime guy for some reason.
Okay. All right.
I don't know what it is. Does anyone else feel the same? Like,
yeah.
does
I don't know.
Good look like an anime guy to you?
Good looks like the type of person to just watch like paint like Bob Ross videos online, not a guy that's gonna like watch like Attack on Titan.
Wow, that is like actually extremely accurate. I do. I will sit there before bed watching a Bob Ross painting. Wow, what the hell?
I love you, Good.
Anyways.
Yep.
Cool. I'm excited for this PTR, like this patch. There's a couple things that actually we're gonna get into right now with trolling the Nexus.
We're gonna have a good time.
All right, so trolling the Nexus. We got a PTR patch. I guess technically it's not in the Nexus yet, but we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it because it's the PTR Nexus.
It's a separate Nexus. Whoa!
Oh my God, Nexusception. There is Sally Whitemane is out along with some changes on a few heroes, some talent redesigns, reworks, reshuffling for Chromie and Stukov. I wouldn't call them reworks. They're just talent updates, I would say.
Rip Chromie.
Really, and we'll get into that in a second. And then Sally Whitemane is also available. You can look at the patch notes on the Blizzard on the Here's the Storm website, or on the launcher. Hover PTR, pull it up there, or in our show notes, the link to the patch is there. She will be out on Tuesday of next week, or Tuesday, I believe.
Tuesday.
Yeah, she'll be out on Tuesday.
Yeah.
All new content on Tuesday. So real quick, have you guys played any Whitemane on the PTR at all, or?
I've not got a chance to.
Okay, I played some Whitemane on the PTR with Bags and Schizo, and I went back and played a little bit more on my own, just messing around. From what I can tell right off the bat, she's gonna be like, she's going to excel in team fighting, obviously, right? That's where a lot of her value is going to come from as far as her heals are concerned. Her wave clear is utter ass, and healing outside of team fights, and like let's say you're checking the siege camp or like a boss or something, her healing is actually bad. I would say it's like Malfurion Ariel bad, right? They like,
wow.
like it's bad.
Wow, that's not good.
Wait, so what did you say about her wave clear? Did you say that
It's booty butt cheeks.
Okay, that's what I thought. See, we kind of talked about this a little bit yesterday on the Gank Push podcast, and that's the one thing that I said I was really worried about was her wave clear, and that's why I said, me personally, I don't play support that often, but if I was going to play support, I probably would not choose her on a 3-lane map in Hero League personally, because I like wave clear heroes.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
there are instances where you can get away without, with not picking a wave clear support. Like, okay, supports in general don't have wave clear, but when I think of if I need wave clear and I'm playing a support, I'm thinking of like Rhaegar.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Brightwing, or I don't know, maybe Uther with a fire.
Monk a little bit. Monk has some wave clear.
I want to say it's wave clear. He can kill minions fast. Like he can
Okay,
kill a minion fast.
When we say support has wave clear, we obviously don't mean good wave clear, but has the ability to hold a lane and like actually clear.
Sure.
Compared to like what Lucio? Lucio's not going to clear a wave.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not. Trust me, I played a lot of Lucio today. We'll get into that. But her wave clear is not very good. She has an ability, her E. It's the little holy cross thing. It's like when I see it hit the ground and it hits an enemy, it does like a little cross like pattern. It reminds me, for whatever reason, every time I see it, I just think of my grandma just doing like her little like holy cross Catholic like
What?
thing on somebody. She's like, you are blessed. I'm just like, hitting somebody. I'm like, I don't know, removing demons out of somebody with that cross. It doesn't
So you're talking about Searing Lash.
Searing Lash.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a weird thing. Like, okay, you can poke with it. You can also deal some burst damage with it if you wanted to. Like, you can play off of that. I was playing with the Stitches on my team, and that was actually really cool. I would like root. I would set it up. He would hook. I would throw the E on the ground and then hit him with my W, and they would root on top of that, and it would heal Stitches and deal some pretty good burst damage. Well, good relative. It's not like I'm hitting him with a full Li-Ming combo. But it's a weird ability. Her W is... I like it. It has a very... I don't even think it has a leash range. It's pretty... Like, they have to be within a certain distance for you to activate it. But, like, they can run away to a range, and you can just channel it the whole time. I think it's your vision. actually. Maybe a little bit longer than that. But, yeah, her healing is based on damage. Her Qs have a little bit of burst heal, but all it, like, the burst heal doesn't do anything extravagant. Like, okay, you might get a clutch heal on, maybe you get a clutch heal on somebody. It's very minuscule. All the Q does is prep that hero to be healed by the damage that you deal.
So heal for 145 is nothing.
Yeah, so it's pretty much like putting a regrowth on, like, if you're playing Malfurion, you put a regrowth on an ally, and then you hit him with Moonburn, and then you get that bonus heal. That's pretty much what you're doing with that Q, except for you don't get that significant heal over time. It's just you press Q, they're glowing, now you deal damage, they heal.
Yeah, I agree. That's definitely how it'll be.
Yeah, and I think she's gonna be fun. I'm gonna play with her a lot. I think she has really good potential. I just think that it's gonna be in either higher levels of play, but even then, I don't think she's going to be seen a whole lot. She has no mobility. She can barely heal herself. She has great mana sustain if you play it right. But yeah, her trait, I don't necessarily... It's just like a cheap punishment. Like, oh, if you spam your Qs, you're going to run out of mana fast, but it doesn't matter. You're going to get it back at the end of this channel anyway. You're just not going to have, you're not going to have any right away. Everything else is cooldown dependent. Except for
Are you talking about level 4, the High Inquisitor, where you remove all your stacks?
Yeah, you remove all your stacks and then you get the mana back.
Like, yeah, so it's like you get it all back, right? Is what I was kind of thinking.
Right. And there's
I feel like that's kind of like the go. I feel like you have to choose that. I feel like that's so powerful.
It's pretty good. It's pretty strong. Like, however, I would say consistently getting out of position to land a W on somebody to get the full channel and get that mana back is kind of scary. But if you're poking with an E, maybe there's an E talent that gives you that refunds mana. But I don't know.
It says just casting it, but you could cast it on a minion, couldn't you?
No, it's only on heroes.
It just says casting Inquisition. It doesn't say on
casting Inquisition. Inquisition only casts on heroes.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Gotcha.
Yeah. I wish there was more ways to play with her desperation. Like right now, it's just like, okay, the only talents I have are really, how do I manage desperation? Right, remove stacks, and like that's about it. I wish there was some talents in there that allow me to play with desperation. Like if I wanted to use desperation, maybe to like deal more damage. Like I'm gonna increase desperation on myself to deal more damage to get like a huge burst heal out. That way I can do that when I want to. Like having that available would be cool. Would create unique and interesting play styles. I would say like using whatever it is that is considered your weakness, and if you're good enough, using it as an advantage. However, it's just a cheap. It feels like a cheap, just I don't know, workaround or just something there, a cheap mechanic to make sure she's not too overpowered. Like there's nothing interesting about the desperation.
I would be interested. Like, is this something that relates to WoW that I'm not aware of in terms of like the mechanic?
I do not know. I do not know. If somebody in chat knows.
Yeah, if you guys know in chat, does this relate to WoW? Is that the main reason why they put this desperation thing in there? It would be nice to know.
And in
I know
WoW,
a lot about.
Can you use desperation? Like, if that is a thing, like, can you use the desperation to like buff something else?
Or that too, yeah. Like how is it? Is it if it's in WoW? How is it used?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll look it up too.
Yeah,
I do think it's cool. I do think it's cool that your desperate plea doesn't have a cooldown. I do think that's cool, and let me tell you why. It will reward highly mechanical play, because you go Q, and then whatever your combo is going to be after that to burst heal or whatever. I feel like that is going to be sick. Like you are going to see some cool plays with people that have really good mouse accuracy as support. I feel like they can make some really sick plays, and I'm looking forward to seeing like you make some plays, honestly, on your stream.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm definitely gonna play her a lot. She's got some burst healing. She's got some cool sustain healing. She's got some cool like AOE slash like AOE healing slash damage components in her kit. It's pretty interesting. She's got some cool stuff. Like the way she heals is cool. I just wish that I had more options with my trait. I I'm gonna play with her some more. Obviously, when she comes out, I'm gonna be spamming the hell out of her. But I think what you were saying about the mechanical thing about like landing Qs. Players that don't know what they're doing are gonna run out of mana all the time because they're just gonna be spamming Q trying to heal somebody.
That's a given, bro. I mean,
yeah. So
when Greymane came out, what do people do? They jump in and they feed. You know, they they dive in, they feed. That's just kind of like the bad players are going to be super bad on these new heroes with different mechanics, and just kind of how it is, I think.
Yeah. But
like I played with so many bad Hanzos when Hanzo came out. It was insane.
Oof.
Yeah.
I probably had twice as many Genjis, but I mean, Zul'jin is another one. That guy, that hero tilts me to no end.
I know people still choose him so much, and it just doesn't make any sense.
So at one point, it was always Nazebo. All I saw was Nazebo. Everybody just picking Nazebo for something, and then all of a sudden, it's just Zul'jin. Like, what happened?
I'll tell you what happened. That Toad nerf. Do you remember the slight Toad nerf that came out very recently?
Yeah.
It was just like 1 damage off of Toads, and that was enough to make the Nazebo mains go, all right, I'm done, you guys.
They broke this hero.
The Toads are dead. I'm not having fun anymore, Blizzard.
My theory is somebody that was playing Hero League or Unranked or Quick Match and got bodied by one of these heroes, and they're like, you know what? This hero's good. And they don't understand why they got bodied by that hero, and they just go into the game and just spam it and just try to play it. But anyways, next little nugget in the PTR in PTR patch notes. Chromie got a little talent shuffle, talent rework. Tell me about Chromie, Aurumis. I know you looked at those patch notes. I know you looked at those patch notes.
You know I looked at those patch notes. They nerfed her a little bit. They increased her basic attack range, which is kind of falling in lines with them changing bronze talents around, and like getting rid of that talent, which I like. I'm gonna like that playstyle where I can kind of weave in auto attacks as Chromie, but her range I don't think is high enough yet for her to be able to like step up and like really land those auto attacks without bronze talents. They nerfed her Q a lot. It doesn't scale. Like you don't get damage per each hit. So like usually if I finish a game with like 100 stacks on average, I'm looking at like a couple extra 100 damage on my Q. And then with like the spell power increases and things like that, and like those percent damage talents later on, I think like what is it, level 16, or for Chromie 14, you get the 40%. Like if you constantly land your Qs, that's not going to scale anymore with the bonus damage from hitting heroes, which is unfortunate. They also reduced the range of her Q and W from 17 to 15, which I believe is like a Leeming orb range. Not much longer. It's like all like right in vision range now, so you're gonna be able to see all of her combos sent. Fortunately, they did increase her scaling of both her Q and her Echo, which is like when you finish your quest, that shadow that comes out.
Yeah.
They decreased her cast time, which is going to be a little weird to get used to. It's definitely going to mess up the timings of when to use W and Q relative to like your time traps and temporal loop. That's all going to change a bit. So you're going to see a lot of people be missing their combos soon because you're going to see a lot of people throwing that Q out a little too quickly and not waiting. They also decreased her mana cost, which I felt like she really didn't have mana problems to begin with. And that's really not needed. They also reduced the amount of hits it takes to get her Echo for a quest from 60 to 50, which again, that'll help a little bit early game. Like for a lot more experienced Chromie players, it's really not helping too much. I know I usually finish that in about 4 or 5 minutes. So to me, that change really isn't going to make too much of a difference.
Well, that also makes other talents later on in her tree more appealing if you finish it faster, right? Like the.
I mean, the only really one is here or there, which will replace like you and your Echo.
Mhm.
But to take that over Ice Block would be insanity in 90% of your games.
I mean, you can make. I've seen some plays happen with here.
I've done it before. Like when I'm like, hey, we're behind, you got to make something happen. I've taken it. But most of the time, especially for Chromie timeout, because it lasts such a long time. I think what is it, like 7 seconds?
It lasts. I think it's 7 millennia.
Yeah, 7. Yeah,
7
yep,
millennia.
7 seconds. Yeah, it's way too long. It's a talent that like you almost never want to pass up. But yeah, so Bronze Talons is baseline now. It only increases her basic attack damage, not the range though. Like I said, that's been a little bit of a nerf. They reduced the cooldown and damage of her W, so it all scales.
I thought they actually lowered the auto attack range from what it would like. It's still like higher.
Well, they increased her base, but took away the range from Bronze Talons. So overall, it's like lower for those hits in between. So you're gonna find a lot of out of position Chromies. They reduced the damage and cooldown of Dragon's Breath. I kind of like that change. I think it's going to help a lot of low-level players who constantly go into like W build and building those talents because they like the reduced cooldown for wave clear. They basically reduced that damage by 33%, and they also reduced the cooldown by 33%. So it scales evenly still. I like that change overall.
She's gonna be poking so much on like Team of the Spider Queen when you're trying to turn in, or Curse when you're trying to channel,
Yeah, so she's gonna have a little bit more poke, a little bit like her spells are gonna come out more frequently, but they're gonna hit a lot less hard and they're gonna be a lot easier to dodge.
Definitely.
Well, this is the craziest. Well, not the craziest. This is the biggest nerf I would say to everything, in my opinion, is the Bronze Talons trait. Now, it's only if you hit an enemy hero. It's not all the time now, so you can't even use that to clear waves anymore.
Yeah,
but I guess you don't need to because you have so many W's like now comparatively. So I guess you don't need that anymore. You don't need Bronze Talons for wave clear, but
I mean, I think you do. Like you have more W's, but then again, the damage is also less, so it's gonna take 2 W's to clear now, which people don't think about. So like right now, you can clear a wave every 12 seconds. Now you can only clear a wave every 18 seconds. Yes, you can hit every wave with W now, but you can't do it yourself anymore.
I think that's still good though. I mean, Chromie's, just like a lot of the I shouldn't say a lot of the mages, really just like Li Ming. Li Ming's like not really a wave clear hero. Neither it should be Chromie, right? I mean, just by kind of comparison, or do you think that's kind of too much?
I mean, like Chromie's wave clears could be a lot worse than Ming still. I think even with this like W change, and also like she has 0 siege potential now. Like picking Chromie, especially in a competitive sense, is going to be so much harder now. Just because you're like, okay, if we want to make a core push, Chromie's useless. It's like Chromie's worse on a core than like Mathiel now, which is like horrible to say. But like the fact that she only has her auto attacks, which deal pretty much nothing, and they don't even proc when you cast your spells to like deal damage to structures. You can't siege up with Chromie. Like nothing's really gonna help you there. It's like that change I think is a big nerf. I think overall it's gonna be a nerf for Chromie at higher levels of play. I think it's gonna be a buff at lower levels of play where they spam abilities and hope for the best.
Yeah.
It's also gonna. It's not gonna feel as bad to play against at lower levels either, because you're not getting one shot like what you feel is random.
Oh, yeah.
People aren't gonna get like randomly one shotted at low levels. They're gonna get a little bit more like consistent damage done to them. And then again, there's also at low levels, there's not gonna be those Chromies that play and that can't do anything at all. There's gonna be like, I feel like it's gonna be a lot more consistent. You're gonna see her win rate like on hot slogs really like become more standard across like bronze to GM.
Yeah, I think
Lower
she's
overall, I think.
I think she's just gonna fall out from HGC play completely.
Oh yeah, 100%. I don't think she'll be seen in HGC at all.
But this
I
this is the
think
good thing though. This is the good thing though, right? Is that they're giving her kind of like a baseline new design, right? It's not a well. Did I call this a No, I think this is more of a rework than Stukov. Stukov's more of a balancing in my aspect, which we'll get to. But like, I feel like this is a good point for her to be then buffed later if she's not doing as well, right? As opposed to before.
yeah. Like I said, I feel like there's still gonna be room for her talents to be tweaked after this to like buff her a little bit. Like I do like the level 4 where they took the bronze talons talent that used to be there, and now it increases her basic attack by an additional 100%. So that's gonna be even more damage than she was outputting before with basic attacks, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So she has the potential to like really hurt more consistently, but less so in like a combo or like an overall burst. Like you're not gonna see a Chromie like one shot combo anybody off of Temporal Loop anymore. I don't even think Temporal Loop's the pick.
Even if she has like some other talents that increase her one-shot potential later on.
I mean, yeah, even things like Echo, which increases like your Echo damage by 40%. That level 1 talent. Like I think even with that, like yeah, you're gonna get a lot of damage off, but that like late game scaling that you get where you're like, okay, I can like one shot somebody right now by myself without any follow up. You're not going to see that anymore. You only really see temporal loop if you're coordinated. But then again, in coordinated instances, why pick temporal loop? Because the other team's probably going to be coordinated too and counter it.
Good point.
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of times I'm picking temporal loop in Hero League when the enemy team has a Stukov and they're not body blocking anybody, and I'm just like, okay, I'm going to temporal loop anybody I want, knowing that I'm going to one shot them and that nobody's going to body block, the tank's not going to help. Which, like, yeah, that's great for Hero League, but you're not going to like see that like in an HGC game.
Yeah. This is definitely. That's kind of sad. Like she was already kind of falling off in HGC anyways. This is it. Like,
yeah,
people were like, why are we still taking Chromie? Now it's like we have no reason to take Chromie at this point. Like Jaina is just. I've seen like we'll see drafts where like the Jaina is banned and they'll pivot into the Chromie but still lose. I think a lot of that is just because, well, first of all, Jaina's up close and personal. Her abilities are instant, like right. She can burst somebody down right away and control them. Whereas Chromie is just like burst, but you need more setup and you have less control. But, anyways,
Yeah.
I mean, and like like you said, that CC, like that Jaina slow is huge to like land everything else that comes after the Jaina spells.
Yeah. Huh, okay. So overall, Aurumis thinks this Chromie change is a nerf. After, I wasn't sure what to think. After listening to what he was saying, I was like, dang, I think this is actually a pretty significant nerf. I wasn't thinking about it that way, but...
Well, I think the biggest thing is what it comes down to is the scaling. So the scaling damage is from 2 to 4%. So is that going to be overall better in anyone's general gameplay, generally playing the game, not competitive, I guess? That extra 2%, is that going to make the difference? I think.
Yeah, I think I did the numbers. I actually ran it with like how much my average stacks are. For somebody like me who like finishes a game with on average 100 stacks or more, it's a nerf. I'm not going to get as much increase in damage as I did previously. But for somebody who's like, hey, I'm barely finishing my quest each game, like your average player that's playing Chromie.
So me,
it's helpful, yeah. Like then you're gonna end up noticing you're gonna have a bit more damage, but then again, like your range is reduced, you're gonna be out of position more. So I'm excited to see like where she lands in like Hero League play. Like I said, I kind of have an idea that she's gonna fall out of HGC and competitive, but I feel like she'll have a very interesting spot in Hero League, which will be cool. I feel like she'll be banned less. Like you'll see her played a little bit more, at least for the first like few weeks, which I'm excited for. Like obviously, I like seeing her played. I like playing her.
So my question for you is then, if you want to get maximum, we're speculating here at this point. We're hypothesizing here, theorizing. If you want to get, based off of what we talked about, theoretically, if you want to get the most value out of Chromie, what else are you gonna need? And yeah, like what else are you gonna need in your comp?
You're gonna need some form of like slow or a finisher. Honestly, like heroes like Lunara are gonna pair really well with her, just dealing like consistent damage, helping to line up those combos, and also the peel for Chromie. You're gonna want somebody that has like a consistent peel, a consistent slow. You're not gonna want like a dive tank at all. You're gonna want a tank that's like very backline that can like kind of just sit by you and peel like an Arthas.
Arthas new meta?
Yeah, Arthas new meta for Chromie. Because like with that range decrease, she's going to be in a much more dangerous position when you're playing. So you're going to want somebody who could be like, hey, I'm going to step up, and if they try and run at me or ETC tries to power slide, I have the ability to slow them down.
That's okay from a tank perspective. Okay. For me, I was thinking more Stukov. We're going to be seeing more Stukov, I think, if you want to get a lot of value, especially with the way they're reworking his talents, which we'll get into here in just a second. He's going to have a lot of slows in his kit as well to be able to keep people in an AoE slowed and allow for these big Chromie combos to land. Now, are they big? Not as big as you'd like for them. If you're a support playing into that, maybe if you're playing like a Malfurion or even a Stukov or even a Lucio, you're going to be able to mitigate a lot of that damage. If she's, well, you'll be able to mitigate some damage if she's landing it consistently. I'd say most of it. But, anyways, okay, right on. Let's move into Stukov here. He got a lot of added, reworked functionality on his talents. So, on his level 1, on his current level 1, he has a talent that increases, that makes the size of his silence expand over the course of a few seconds. However, doing so, if you take that talent, also increases the base cooldown of that ability by a few seconds. I can't remember what. I think it's like 4 or something like that. It increases up to like 15 seconds cooldown. They've changed that talent a little bit, so now it's on a later tier. I think it's like level 13 or something like that.
Yeah, 13.
It's a level 13.
Oh no, wait, sorry. 7.
It's a level 7. Okay. It expands, however, you can't hold it forever anymore. It only lasts for 4 seconds, and then it cancels. It no longer increases the cooldown of the ability, but you can't just hold it forever anymore. Excuse me. At level 1, he has another talent, a quest talent right now. It's called Pop and Pustules, where you throw your W out, and then you pop your you press your D, you use your trait on that opponent to blow up the pustule and slow them down. After doing that, I think it's like 10 times or something like that. Maybe a little bit more than that. After doing that for a certain amount of times, you finish the quest, which then allows the finishing damage from your pustule to do more damage. It's increased, and also if you throw your weighted pustule on somebody and then use your bio kill switch on that person, it slows everyone around them in an AoE. Now, the quest functionality has been removed. I thought the questing portion was dumb to begin with, honestly.
Yeah, it felt bad.
Now it's just you detonate the pustule, everyone around is slowed.
Real quick.
They reduced the radius of the explosion.
Wasn't the quest even worse because if you died, you lost all your progress?
Yes, and if you died,
that was terrible. That was so terrible.
Like I see, like they were trying to be like, hey guys, this is actually a good talent. Like you can't die. You have to land these, and it's just like why am I wasting like my trait like that? You know, like I don't want to waste my trait like that. I want to use my trait. Either I know I'm gonna get a kill, or I know I'm gonna save somebody. I'm not gonna use it to just stack up. Like I don't want to do. You don't want to be doing that in the early game.
Yeah.
Like you're just gonna get your team and yourself killed more often than not because you wanted to get a quest stack. Anyways, They also moved a talent from level 13 called Low Blow that increases the damage done against heroes with like less than 30% health. If you silence them, it increased the damage was increased to 150% when they were below 30% health. Now, since it's at level 1, they increase it to 100% damage when they're at 30% health or less. It's actually, I've played with it a lot. That talent competed way too much with the root talent. The root is just too good there, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So now, but like if you did take it, you could actually finish some people off with that talent. Like sometimes the people get away with 1 HP, no, now they die. However, now that this is at level 1 and there's a root at level 13, you can actually probably kill somebody on your own as Stukov with that. So you can they'll be pretty low. You'll hit them with your weighted push. So you drop the silence under them, and then you root them into silence, and then they continue to take more damage, and then they blow up. That has a lot of potential, I think. And the new Poppin' Pustules has a lot of potential as well. It's an AoE slow at level 1, like AoE ranged slow at level 1, and you can even go long pitch now. You can even take long pitch at level 7. Make sure you're landing him on the backland or something like that. And if you get 2 more people with it, all your cooldowns, all your basic non-heroic ability cooldowns are reduced by 100%. They recharge 100% faster for 3 seconds. So then you can get another one out, and another one, or get more Qs out, or get more silences out. I think that's pretty cool. He's got a few other buffs on his talents as well. One that I think was interesting for me was that Top Off got moved to level 20. It was moved from level 4 and it moved to level 20. The healing was reduced by 30%. That's the one where if they're above a certain percentage of health, they take, or I'm sorry, maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Let's look at the current Top Off.
Because he's got a talent that if they're above a certain amount, I think it's 60% health, they receive increased healing from the thing.
Top Off says healing pathogen heal over time on its initial target is increased by 50% when they are above 60%.
Okay, so the bonus healing was...
So that was only the initial target, though. Now it's all the targets.
Yes, and now it's all the targets, and it's 30% bonus healing.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting. If you maybe you can take a I don't know what's the continuous one strain where it kind of keeps going around to everyone endlessly.
Oh, universal? Is that
universal carrier? You can go universal carrier.
Yeah.
And then I think you can even take the biotic armor now. That's the block talent at level 4 or something like that. Or maybe it's a little bit later, but you can take a block talent and universal carrier and just everyone just has physical armor, and then you can pop the pustule, I think, and it increases that armor for a bit. Or maybe I'm just making stuff up. That's what I remember theorizing in my head. Oh yeah, level 4 biotic armor. Physical armor was reduced from 50 to 15.
Yeah.
Now works on all targets instead of the initial target. It works on all targets that have healing pathogen, and now it also grants 50 physical armor for 2.5 seconds to targets who have healing pathogen when bio kill switch is detonated. So
dude, that's gonna be so OP.
So you can keep it going. That's actually gonna be pretty cool.
So good.
An AoE block.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But,
Uther, I think Uther needs to come next and get something similar to this, where I feel like Stukov is the new Uther now, man. With this biotic armor,
I would say he's probably Stukov is probably going to be more of a generalist support, the way Malf was. He's going to be more of a generalist support now than he was, or with this patch than he is now.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm just saying, Uther needs some love too, like this, where he can be more generalized as well. And then I think support is going to be so versatile.
Yeah, Uther is just really strong at where he is, what he's good at is really good. He's just he's pretty weak outside. I think I want to say it's nice to have generalist supports, and it's also bad. But
yeah, I see what you're saying.
But
They've tried both though, you know what I mean? Like they tried doing that stuff, and then things just become better than another.
I just think people need to be more creative with the draft everywhere else. Like it's like, okay, we don't have a generalist support. Like support players hate like playing the HGC support meta because it's like Malfurion,
Yeah.
Deckard Cain. Okay, I guess we'll go Rhaegar. Maybe we'll go Monk. Maybe we'll go Stukov, but it's Deckard Cain or Malf. And like that's it. And it gets really boring. Like and that's how people view supports. It's like which one's just good at healing everybody. Everything else can be wild except for the supports. Why can't we just mix it up everywhere else and then have a wild support pick? Like that.
I think they'll eventually get there. If they're all generalists but have their own quirks, then I think we're headed in that direction. I think that's they've given up on trying to be specialized, and you can see that by the tank changes, because the tanks used to be so specialized in armor for specific abilities, and they're like, okay, you know what, you guys, that we didn't think this was working out, and now I kind of feel like that same thing is happening here with supports, where they're like, all right, we're not going to really do this whole specialized thing anymore. We're going to kind of go into like, okay, they're just generally good and have their own mechanics, and then hopefully we can make them all kind of general and good, and then you kind of either play to your strength or you play to how that support fits in your comp. I think that could be good.
Yeah, like Schizo said, now we get White Mane. White Mane is gonna be interesting. I don't know how good she's gonna be, but we'll see. And I don't think she's gonna be very good in the comps that we're seeing now, that we're running now. Like things are gonna have to spice up a bit. And with this third ban around, the potential's there. Except for we have to keep banning Genji, we have to keep banning Yrel, we have to keep banning Blaze. Anyways, but Stukov, I'm excited. I played some Stukov today. I was like, I don't want to play him. He's gonna get changed. There's no point. But I'm like, no, he's still a good hero. He's a fun hero, and I don't know. You got to stay mechanically fresh, right? Like some talents and playstyles might change, but you got to stay on top of the mechanics.
What do you think is gonna change for your playstyle of Stukov? Like what at this point, looking based on like these moving, this balancing, right? What do you think is going to change for you?
I'm really glad I'm no longer shoehorned into going the lurking arm talents. I thought that was very boring and very it's not healthy.
The silence, right? Like the whole
like silence at 1, at 7, one good spread. One good spread I think is just still too good. One good spread, and then level 10 being flexible, 13 going root, 16 going Pox Populi, usually what I was going, and 20 was the old upgrade. Unless it was like a situation where I had just used Flailing Swipe, didn't have it on cooldown, or like didn't have it available, and we just turned 20 and this could end the game, I'll take the Bio Kill Switch talent. That way I can like get a quick clutch silence on somebody real fast and keep him silenced for a while. That's the only time I would do that.
Well, wait, real quick though. If you have Flailing Swipe and you take the Flailing Swipe upgrade, you get recharges.
Oh, that's right. Stuff. Yeah, that is so true. That is so true. I didn't think about that. But
that's the strategy: is you hold your 20 for Flailing Swipe, you use the normal Flailing Swipe, and then you choose it again at 20, and now you got all your charges back again, potentially.
Yeah. That's so true. But I think it was on Brax's holdout where I took it. Like it was like, okay, we're running them down. We gotta we can kill them, and then like I was able to just pick that real fast, throw my pustule down there, silence, boom, 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 and then we ended the game shortly thereafter. But Schizo says Soken bug abuser. Features, that's exactly. I think his playstyle is going to change. You want to be a pick comp. If you want to be a pick composition, you can do that with like the low blow or the pop and pustules. You can set up a nice Chromie combo. You can set up Stitches combos or Garrosh throws or whatever. I think Stukov's going to be good there. Do you want to play more sustainy? I think you can go that as well with the other quest, the other W quest that reduces the cooldown of your pustule. You can go that route. I like playing him as a very pick oriented guy. I like using I liked using the lurking arms as disruption or picks. So if they're jumping on me, I'll use it to disrupt them real quick, or like on my team, I'll disrupt it real quick. Or if we pick somebody real fat, like we pull somebody in, and I see the enemy Gul'dan trying to horrify us to split us up, or the Oriole trying to Aegis, or the Ancestral, the Cleanse, whatever, I'll drop the lurking arm back there on them, and to disrupt that. Like, not having that range probably is gonna suck a little bit, but you can still make those plays. It's just not gonna be like, okay, we have to go this because it's just good. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll definitely be playing a lot of him as well, along with White Mane that week. So cool. Yeah, and that is trolling the Nexus actually for this week. All right, so let's move on here to a quick Hero League report. I know Soken, you haven't played Hero League. Aurumis, you haven't played Hero League at all.
I played. It did a lot, and it was bad.
Oh, you did a lot. Okay.
Yeah, my last 12 games, I've won 2 of them. So it's been
No.
My match history looks like a tomato farm. It's all losses. I got a Thrall win and a Hanzo win right before the podcast.
Oh, so what are you why is it so bad? What are you noticing?
I've been playing distracted this week. I had 2 games I had to leave, which was unfortunate.
I remember that Sonya pick on Braxis, by the way.
Yeah,
I was pretty mad about that one.
Yeah, the AFK Sonya, because like people just kept walking in. Like they're finishing up construction at my house. It's supposed to be done Friday this week. Tomorrow actually. Jeez, that went fast. And then cleaning ladies are coming in. So like, there's been a bunch of people like, oh, like sign this, like this is done. And I'm like, I just want to queue up and play. And then somebody comes knock, and I gotta unlock my door because it's always locked. And like, it's been unfortunate. Probably should have just stopped queuing or played quick match. But I'm like, we're gonna do it. Nobody will interrupt me. And then like 15 minutes in, somebody walks in. I'm like, So we're hoping to fix that next week. I told Goon I took all of next week off. I got like 7 days straight that I'm just gonna sit and just play Hero League all day and all night.
Let's go.
And just see what comes of it. Try and scrim a bit next week. Watch a bunch of replays. Stream a lot. I'm gonna try and stream 100 hours next week. That's my goal.
Whoa, you are insane.
Oh shit.
It's gonna be a good week for the Aurumis stream. Feel free to come in for that. 100 hours of streaming in 7 days. Or 6 days. From Monday to Saturday, I'm going to be doing it.
Yikes.
So be ready for very long, wonderful days. It'll be fun.
Right on. I played a lot of Hero League this week. So I've currently swapped over to playing on my Smurf account whenever like I'm looking to try hard or like win and climb the ladder as a support main, and I'm going to use my main account, my GOONHOTS account, as I'm going to flex, try to learn, like, just try to flex, practice other heroes, and just try to carry, and I guess kind of have fun with that. I'm having fun. I'm having fun with tryharding, but I feel like there's something wrong with my main account, dude. Like, it's bugged or something. I placed Diamond 1. And it took me like I placed Diamond 1, 820 points, and it took me like almost 30 games to get into Master from there.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was insane. I couldn't like win consistently enough. The wins were sloppy. The losses were stomps. I wasn't playing very well at the time, but like my teammates are like insane. They never soak. They never took camps. They never did any. They just literally would run in a lane and try to kill with comps that couldn't kill anything because we had like 4 tanks or something. And then meanwhile, their Asmodan is just up top, like taking her keeps, and we're just sitting mid the whole time. It was like playing quick match. It was so bad. And I finally climbed into Master. Got to like, I think the highest was like 400 points, and now I'm
No, you got to 900 or so. You were close to 1,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now I'm Diamond 2. I went back.
Jeez.
Yeah, I lost like 8 games in a row the other day, like 9 games. It was actually insane. And then I was like, what is going on? You know what? Screw this. I'm gonna go on my Smurf. I placed in Master last season with it, Master 1000, and I was getting higher level games. And the games get a little wild still, but they're much more fun. They're more back and forth. Both teams making plays, both teams feeding. But like at the end of the day, I've got teammates that actually know the concept of soaking, and like looking for picks and macro calls and like.
They've been on comms a lot more.
They've been in comms a lot more too, right? And they're like actually saying useful stuff from time to time. So I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I'm gonna be playing my Smurf more often. Cleanse a goon. Playing that, try hard and climbing. I want to get to GM one day, and that's probably gonna be the account that I do that with this season. And then on the weekends or something like that, or when I want to just do like a chill, let's just play whatever Hero League stream, I will do on that account. I don't really care too much anymore about the rank on that account. I'm sure eventually I'll climb back up with that account as well. But but yeah, I played. So today I played a lot of Stukov, and I played a lot of Lucio, baby. Lucio is in Hero League. In the games that I was playing, he was looking broken. He was looking sober. Soken, you were watching those streams. Tell me, what?
I don't know about broken. I just think they weren't. There's a couple things. I think you play Lucio very well, just straight off the bat. I think that's one of your best supports. You know exactly what you need to be doing pretty much at all times. Then it also comes down to as well that Lucio is not meta right now, and people are not playing against Lucio very often. They're like, what do we do here, right? This guy, like, he's just jumping around all over the walls. Like, how do we catch this guy? And then they forget about the sound barrier, obviously. And then also, your teams have been pretty decent, like decent enough to where Lucio, and also you choose Lucio in the right situations.
I'm not first picking Lucio. Yeah, to be fair, it's like the latter half of the draft. It's like last pick or like second to last pick, or in that 3-4 slot after I've seen like what their damage and initiation stuff looks like. They kind of show that stuff early, and they've banned other stuff out. I'll pick up the Lucio there. It's worked out.
Yeah, so I think that in combination with that, mostly the fact that you're choosing Lucio at the right time and you play Lucio really well, I think has led to a lot of success, and it's really cool to see like clutch boops. Those are my favorite, dude. When you get that, you had a 5-man boop one time, and it was like, oh my god, that's gonna be so annoying, man. Holy crap!
The garage comes like he cues somebody, comes walking up, and I'm like, boop. Nah.
Yep.
Now we're out of
here.
Get out of here. I keep that sound, that speed aura up like 85% of the game.
You don't even speed out. You don't even I should say amplify it. The speed one, really. You just kind of like,
unless it's like okay, we need to get the fuck out of here. We're about
yeah. So it's like an emergency amp, really.
Yeah.
But like for the most part, you're just keeping the speed on, and then people are getting low, switch to healing, boom, amplify. I think that's a really good strategy for playing Lucio too.
Yeah. You don't like the healing is nice if you're like in lane. There's like not a whole lot going on, and you just I don't have to dodge skill shots. I don't have to get away like. Okay, I'll heal. But, like, outside of that speed is so good, man. With that Rainer, dude, Rainer's flying around all over the place. Just, like, running. He is running people down. Just, like, brah, 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 brah. And they want to get on him, and he just runs back. Dude, Lucio and Rainer. And then Rainer's got his own burst healing, too. Like, it's actually...
And armor.
Yeah, and armor. It's pretty good. That one the Lunara Rainer Lucio game, dude. On Towers of Doom, oh my god, that Lunara. The only reason she died was because she would like literally just by herself just go run at them.
Just leap into towers and stuff. Like that's like why she would die.
Yeah, but it was still
it was so funny. In draft, you guys got Rainer, Lunara, and there's a Cassia on the other side, and your team was like, oh my god, we got 2 auto attackers against a Cassia. This is gonna suck.
It didn't matter.
And then you're just like, it didn't matter.
She would ball lightning, sound barrier. Okay, she would fend, boop her away. All right.
Yeah.
Lucio, man, he's a lot of fun too. I just love his character design, like his lore and all that. But and Stukov, so yeah, and I played Rhaegar. Rhaegar is another good like carry. I've got cleanse, I've got ancestral, I've got wave clear, I've got some damage out. I warmed up with the Rhaegar today, and it felt good. I've been watching Collusion from Team Freedom support player Collusion, and Team Liquid support player Nurok. I've been watching their streams, and whenever they have a chance, they'll like carry with Rhaegar's their carry here. I played with Collusion a couple of games. He played Rhaegar, and Nurok plays Stukov and Malfurion. I played Malfurion today. Didn't feel too good. I actually have the worst win rate is with Malfurion, Karazim, and Alexstrasza. Like, that aren't 0% that I've played more than one game with. And then Lucio, Rhaegar, Stukov, Ana, and Uther, I think are my top supports right now in Hero League. But when I say like I was saying, when Uther's a pick, he's good. He's good in that situation. But yeah, anyways, enough of my Hero League. You guys don't want to hear about that. I want to hear about yours, though. Make sure you guys go out and play some games. Let me know what's going on. Let us know. But yeah. Oh, yes. I also wanted to say, I feel like my mechanics have come back a little bit. Like, they're coming back. I will say that when you don't play this game consistently enough for a while, your mechanics will suffer. They do suffer, whether you want to admit to it or not. It just happens.
And the thing is, you may come back and you may be like, oh, I'm still good. It's not my fault. Like, you may not realize, right? You may not realize that you're actually doing bad.
It took me, exactly. It took me losing 100 games in a row that one day and like really just being like, I am playing bad. And having other people call me out. Soken was like, dude, you suck. You suck right now. And then
in a good way, in a brotherly, friendly way.
No, he flamed me. I blocked him. I blocked him on all my social media. But yeah, like my mechanics come back, and I think it's important to keep playing. You know, like if you're not working out, if you're not working those muscles out, if you're not going to the gym consistently, you're not going to make any progress. You're not going to retain anything. It's just going to go away. And I think that's the same with mechanical skill. And I feel like my mindset, like my mind has kind of honed in more on what I'm doing, and it feels good. It feels good to be back there.
Dude, I hope you keep it up, man, because it's really cool to see. It's really cool to see the climb, man. You went from what master, like low master today, close to like 100, 200 points to 2K in one day.
Yeah, it was like 400 or 600 points. Yeah, like I'm 2K now. So.
Well, you were down to almost demo game at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm also getting like 40 plus 40 PRA.
Yeah, but still though.
Yeah. But anyways, let's that's enough of Hero League. Anyone else? Anyone want to add? Soken?
I'm so pissed, man. Like real life, I've been playing a decent amount of the game, but just real life, you know, I don't just play Hero League at any time. I know based on my own experiences when I want to play, when I will play at my best, because I work full time. I can't just like, you know, wake up and play most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to set up my Hero League sessions ahead of time. And with everything that's been going on, I've just been so tilted that I haven't been able to play. I'm at 6 out of 10 games, and I would love to just grind. Like I wanted to grind this season. So I'm just kind of pissed, man. I think next week I'm going to really put a big emphasis on Hero League and just focus on that.
Dude, just get the placements done at least, man. You're 2 weeks behind on that challenge, dude.
I know.
It's all right, though. All right, let's move on to gaining insight.
My mind is clear.
All right, so Aurumis has some weird Monka-esque question.
Weird stuff to ask.
Nah, I'm just kidding. He came up with our gaining insight question for or actually, before we do that, before we go into that, last week, we talked about what your favorite aspect of the regarding the game was and why. Like, why do you prioritize that aspect? For example, whether it was a draft, macro, team fighting, shot calling, soaking, whatever it was, whatever you liked about the game, your favorite part of that game. What was it and why? And I just want to go over a couple of the community's responses. So I got 3 here. They're all from Discord. I pulled them all from the Discord chat. People were talking in there about that stuff. This one is from Rosei, and he says, from Discord, I like studying 1v1 matchups, particularly those related to solo laning. It's important to know how and when to man up, back off, and deny soak at different stages of the game. Hey, that is a very important aspect of the game. I actually believe that if you really want to make some significant improvements in playing and understanding Heroes of the Storm, you need to understand how the solo lane works. That is one of the most vital roles and positions in the game that you need to prioritize getting better at, I think, because then that will translate. Then you're playing support. Yeah, you're not going to be solo laning and soaking and stuff. However, you are going to understand that, hey, my solo laner needs to be safe. I need to be pinging that people are missing because I know they want to gank him. Or, hey, Blaze, can you go pick up soak while we take this objective? Or, things like that. Bags from Discord, he says, me personally, it's macro and soaking. Probably too much that it's a detriment to my team. I'm beginning to think that if I was around with the group more often, we'd win more. Despite missing soak, making me feel sick to my stomach. We feel you there. We all focus on sometimes we all focus on a particular aspect a little too much. And, that's why I asked this question, because everybody... For example, everybody has their thing, and they like to do it, and they miss out on something else. While you were gone, Soken, I was saying I think understanding the solo lane is probably the most important role to learn if you want to get better at Heroes of the Storm in general.
Yep, I agree.
You just gotta know.
If the solo lane doesn't know what they're doing, they're basically letting their team be 1v5.
I'm not saying you have to be good at it. You have to beat everybody in your lane. What I'm saying is you have to understand it. You have to know what's going on there. Most Daka, also from Discord, he also says, I'm a macro player at heart. I main tanks. I shot call. I make sure I never waste any time in lane, and I'm constantly doing something useful. If I can't win lane, I find other places to get advantage. My goal is to make sure team fights are never fair for the enemy team, since especially in Hero League, any team fight is pretty much rolling the dice. If I don't play a tank, I usually play globals or heroes who have a way to move quickly around the map, like Yrel. I always take initiative on my team and always take the blame if mistakes are made. Above all, I hate wasting time sitting doing nothing. So, yeah, macro stuff here. From some of these guys, and we mentioned I like team fighting, Soken. You like the macro aspect of the game. Oh, I'm sorry, no, you like the mechanical.
Yeah, mine was
skill.
the outplaying.
Yeah, Aurumis was
idea.
the macro. He was a macro, but yeah. Some people like draft. Some people just like I said, like brawling the whole time. But cool, right on. And then for this week, Aurumis asked, what are you asking?
What are some common game misconceptions that cause the information gap in Hero League and other forms of play? So, kind of what I mean by this is, when you're playing HOTS, you'll see a lot of people that'll come back from playing or, don't know the new meta. They'll be like, all right, we want to take a camp at 2 minutes. Even though camp timings have changed. When is the appropriate time to get them now? What are the things that people are commonly thinking in Hero League that has since changed in the meta that people just haven't caught up with? Why is there such a big information gap where you'll see pros in Hero League games saying, everybody doesn't know what they're doing in my games? Why don't they know? What are they doing instead? Where is this gap at? What are you doing instead? What do you notice you're doing or feel like you're doing wrong?
I think one of the most common misconceptions of the game, and something that I've noticed personally from this week, people think killing and fighting is more important than actually soaking and pushing lanes at the appropriate times. And we'll just fight. We'll literally rotate around the map, showing through minions and watchtower vision and stuff, trying to get picks and look for fights instead of just soaking half that time.
Yeah,
that's
my
biggest one.
How do you know? What would you tell the players of the game? How do they know when the appropriate time to fight is, or to soak, or to do all these things that obviously you're seeing and they're not?
One of the most obvious things is, hey, they have level 10, we're level 8. Maybe we shouldn't be looking for this fight. And it's like, oh, if we get the kill, we'll get a lot of XP, and it's just like you'll get some, but you're better off just soaking the other lanes. And like, okay, we see Dahaka bottom, and we're top, and we just rotated all the way through. We're not gonna kill that guy, and now we just wasted 45 seconds, and then now all of a sudden they're down here and they're gonna kill us all, and we don't have heroics. Like,
and it's not even a guarantee either. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna go bottom and it's 100% we're gonna kill him, that for sure.
Yeah.
It's like it's never that, right? So you're never guaranteeing that, whereas soaking lanes is guaranteed for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, I noticed a lot of people, like, on the same line of what Goon was saying before, when I'm playing my games, will be, like, level 16, they'll be level 15, and my team will be like, let's fight. And I'm like, why don't we just push the keep whose front wall we've taken, now that we have this advantage?
Yeah.
And, like, I think, like, honestly, this is something I might work on next week, like, while I'm streaming, is, like, making a guide of, like, saying, like, hey, like, this is when to do things. Like, when's the appropriate time to take camps on each map? Like, when should you be taking that siege on Cursed Hollow and why?
Yeah.
Like, what's the optimal? Does it depend on if your camp's at the top or bottom? Like, does it depend on location? Like,
yeah. When does the objective spawn? I mean, like, if it's Infernal Shrines and the shrine is bottom, do you want to take your bruiser camp right off the bat, or do you want to time that? Do you want to wait for that?
Exactly.
You know, yeah.
And I think knowing all of these things, a lot of players, like, they're still following the old meta, like they're following like preseason meta, and like that's finally catching on. Like, people are saying, "Oh, I want to learn information." I feel like they're looking up and learning a lot of old content. Honestly, like, cause I see people bringing back like things that never used to happen, and like they're starting to do it now. Like, everybody's just delayed 6 months off of like the new patches. Because like right now I'm like, hey, like my team knows what they're doing. Like, they know like we should be rotating here. Like, we should be turning in objectives. Like, small turn-ins are good. Like, they're noticing in my games, like, we need to take camps before objectives, and that like the objective spawns 2 minutes after it, after like the last one fell, and like the first ones are 3 minutes. Like, they're getting all of that common knowledge, but they're lacking like everything else past that. It seems like, okay, yeah, we know that there's objectives on the game in the game. We know that they spawn at certain times. Like, we know that we should be taking camps, but when is it optimal? Why is it optimal? Like, they'll understand, like, okay, we should do this, but they don't know why they should do it. They kind of just do it because they've been told before.
Yeah.
I think a big thing that like we should start doing in games as like players who notice these things is when you find somebody in your game where you have to where you feel the need to tell them something to do, explain why you're telling them to do that.
Yeah.
And I think it's great. I think shot calling your Hero League games is great, but like realize that they are Hero League games, and that you do have a lot more space to talk than you would in like a competitive environment. So explain to the people, like, if
That's
you need
true.
to tell them to do, if you need to tell them to do something, it is because they don't know, and telling them, they will replicate that same thing you told them every game after that if it worked, but will never understand why. And the moment that doing that call that you made doesn't work out in one of their games, they're going to never do it again, and still not understand why.
Yeah,
That's a good point. Yeah. What you said about competitive, like, you can't sit there and be like, all right, guys, let's try to prep bottom here. Let's take this camp. We want to force them to rotate down here as we siege up with this camp, and then when they show up, we can just go take top keep. Like, you can't say that in a competitive game because there's 50 other things that are
So many more things that happen. Yep.
Yeah, that are being called out. One person saying so and so is missing. Somebody else is saying, hey, they use fly. Somebody else is saying, you know, I need to go tap. There's a bunch that's going on. You can't say that. Everyone just understands that, and they know this is what we're going to be doing because we've practiced this so many times and we understand the game at that level. In my Hero League games, I will literally like spell it out for people. Like, hey, maybe we should try to do this so this happens and this and this. Like, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. You know, like, and like I'll play dumb sometimes. I'm like, oh yeah, what do we do? Should we do this because this and this? Nobody says anything, and then people just do it. All right.
You also probably get a better response from people, like, if they're understanding what to do.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably going to be more likely to be like, hey, like, maybe I should do this. Because, like, they'll try it out. Now that they're like, hey, like, is what he's saying right? Like, does that make sense? And, like, then they'll try it. when you're just like do this and somebody's completely lost, like the response rate is usually a lot less too.
Yeah, yeah. I also think that some misconceptions are that sometimes people feel like the game is automatically lost because of a pick. I don't necessarily think that's always the case. I think, yes, the chances of you losing that game might go up because there's a Gazelle on your team, but I usually tend to give people the benefit of the doubt. Like, I don't get triggered by what they're hovering anymore. I'm just like, okay, he picked that. What can I pick that kind of helps him out or make sure the enemy team doesn't do this or whatever? And I'll play that way, you know?
You kind of have to, man. You can't go back, like, in time.
Yeah. So I think that if you can adjust and, hey, this might be fun. Hey, I lost to a no tank, no support comp. It was a solo support Abathur. We lost yesterday or the day before. And they had, like, oh, my God. It was so bad, dude. Like, oh, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Never mind.
I lost to a 4 specialist comp on stream and ended the stream immediately. I'm like, that's enough Hero League for today.
Okay. Anyways, but yeah, any other common game misconceptions that people have, or?
I mean, my biggest thing is, like, anytime I hear don't attack the tank, or what was it? Don't focus the tank.
Yeah.
I get super tilted. I get super mad when people say that. I automatically know they don't know anything about the game, because if you're a DPS, the first thing you know is that if the tank is diving by himself into your team, you do not ignore the tank. You kill him.
A new Brack just burrowed and missed everybody.
Missed everyone, and his team is like miles away. You know, like, yeah, you kill the tank. It's an obvious thing. And there's a lot of times where tanks will step up to your team being really far away. Let's say it's Cursed Hollow, like we're kind of going back to, right? And there's like this Diablo's trying to zone you. Your tank should be in Diablo's face, kind of trying to move past, and your DPS should be focusing the tank, forcing him to get to move away, right? That's kind of like how it works.
Yeah.
If he doesn't move away, he's going to die. And maybe they get the tribute, but then maybe you snowball that into like a fort wall or something, you know? Like, this idea of not attacking a tank is really bad, because what it does is it basically makes you think too much about what you need to do. It goes, oh wait, no, that's a tank. I should move back.
Yeah.
Man.
Then you get the Asmodan in my Hero League game today on Volskaya, who literally like dove the back line past the Muradin. Like, he was like, why are we focusing the tank? He's like, what the? He just dwarf DOSed into us, and like his team was further away. He's like, yeah, just go kill. We gotta go kill the Alex. I'm like, you're Asmodan. Like, why are you literally melee range globing this Alex Strasser right now? But another misconception is people think that in order for you to win a team fight, you have to have gotten a kill. And it's just like, okay, we got this person to like 5% HP. They used Ancestral. They healed him back up. And then we got him back down to another 10, and now he's running away. We don't need to keep chasing, and we don't need to get tilted that we didn't kill him. We got a 100-second cooldown off an Ancestral, and this warrior or whoever is backing off from the fight, giving us the space to take anything else we want on the map. We don't have to keep running at them and then getting re-engaged on, you know? Oh, hey, we almost killed this ETC. Keep running. And I call this out. I'm like, hey, watch the counter power slide. The guy counter power slides and moshes my team, and they die. Like, that can happen. He's backing up and leaving and running away, and they just wasted a cooldown, like another important cooldown. We win. We don't have to chase and get the kills. I find myself still doing that from time to time, but most of the time it's just me. I just want to get the kill, right? But people will like for real get mad and be like, "Oh, I can't believe they all got away." It's like, that's huge. They have to hearth. They all have to leave. So that's they might as well have just died and spawned back at the base. What was gonna happen if we wiped them all?
Yeah.
What was gonna happen when we wiped them all? We're probably still gonna go take that camp, and that's it, right?
And that's it.
And gotten some experience. But anyways, cool. Good insight. Good insight. All right. Now for our last segment, our Nexus challenge. I'm sorry, Trolls challenge.
Ooh,
Get good or get wrecked.
my favorite.
All right, so last week I asked you guys to play one of the heroes from the patch, from the latest patch, where the people got some changes and stuff, and come up with a build and play style that you feel is best for these new heroes, or for the heroes based on the new changes. Soken, you played some Genji?
Yep. So I figured, hey, his E has been, his dash has been nerfed multiple times now. The reset on the dash has been nerfed. I figured this is a good time to go back to when he was first released and try out the Q build with Shingon. So basically, you had the Q quest, the Shuriken quest. I think it was level 4. I'm pretty sure level 4, and you stack that all game as best you can, and then level 13 you get the Shingon talent, which says that if you hit all 3 of your Shurikens on a single target, whether it be a structure or an enemy or a minion, anything really, you get extra damage. So what that allows Genji to do is basically siege things a lot better, because now he's not 100% reliant on his E, on his dash. He can actually walk up to a tower and like kind of burst it with all 3 charges of his 3 Shurikens.
Mm-hmm.
So you like, and you see that extra damage pop up, and it actually does a decent amount of damage. It's actually good for bosses too. So I did a lot of experimenting in quick match with Genji. I played probably close to 5 games. I want to say 4 to 5 games as Genji, and I had pretty decent results actually. It's kind of hard to tell, obviously, with quick match, because there was a game where I had like 4 backline heroes on both sides, and it's like I'm not going to stack my Shurikens on backline heroes, so it's kind of hard to do that sometimes. Yeah. But that's just something you need to realize. And overall, I actually think Q build is good, but the skill cap on that with Shingon and hitting all 3, or I should say the skill floor, really. It's a skill floor, not a skill ceiling. The skill floor is really high, so I was missing a lot at first, and then I kind of got better. And overall, and I got to mess around with X Strike too. I did a lot of X Strikes because I'm going to be up in their face more with the Shurikens and trying to get Shingons. I also want a method of escape, so that's why I chose X Strike, and it worked out really well. I actually had a stream highlight, one of the stream highlights that I posted in, I think, your Discord, Goon, and I got like 3 X Strikes off at level 20 on some people. I got 2 kills.
Living weapon, yeah, that thing is. That
that was
playmaking potential.
Yeah.
Okay.
So overall, I do not think Genji is viable the same way that he is, or was now, or is now, or I don't know how to say it. Was before, I should say. Yeah. So I don't think he's as viable. He's definitely. I've seen some success with him in Hero League based on different streams and stuff, but other than that, I'm not too convinced that he's viable right now.
Right on. Cool. I played. I say the word play. I use the term play very loosely. I fed all weekend long with Alarak. I played so much freaking Alarak, dude, and I just kept going back. And it wasn't even like it was like, yeah, okay, I need to do this for the challenge, but it was just like something overtook me. I just wanted to play Alarak and try out the new auto attack damage increase that he got. Long story short, his build I think is still exactly the same. You still go, the best way to go is you still go E build, Counter Strike, and then you take Rite of Rakshir, and then you take what's the other one? The double E.
Lightning Barrage, I think it is, or something.
Lightning Barrage. You take that. Don't take the auto attack talents. I think Soken was right in saying that they increased his auto. Like, yeah, you do deal more damage up front, and you can deal a lot more damage in the late game if you go the auto attacking talents and you're dueling somebody. It does a lot of damage with the crits and stuff. I just don't think it's the best way to play him. And Soken was right in saying that they increase his auto attack damage. It's going to help with his wave clear. I finished clearing waves so much faster with Alarak. I'll hit him with an E, like they're lined up, hit him with an E, maybe I'll drop a Q, and I'll just auto them for a few seconds, and they're all dead. And that's it. And just keep poking with the E's, pulling people in, just trying to stay alive. you want your sadism up as much as possible to burst people down. If you're looking to feed and be a melee assassin Alarak the way I was at that time, you can go with the auto attack talents because you really don't have to rely on too much sadism. You just deal damage just all over the place, and it's berserker status. I even went like last laugh and everything too, trying to make some weird crazy shit happen. But yeah, I fed a lot, so I can tell you.
It was insane, man.
We actually played a quick match session one night with some of the guys from No Tomorrow, and they were like, "Whoa, Goon, you are feeding." I don't think they want to play with me anymore, but shout outs to them. But yeah, anyways,
That was super fun.
yeah. What about you, Aurumis? Yay or nay?
Yeah, I played a lot of Hanzo lately, actually, this week. Just playing around with Redemption build because of the auto attack changes.
Yeah.
I've really liked it. I found playing the auto attack build has made my playstyle feel a lot faster. I feel like before Hanzo's very like you use W, it was like more of like a slow pace, like line up your W, shoot it, like make sure you hit that, because if not, like it's a second or two until the cooldown, like you have to be in a dangerous position. So I've been using a lot of Redemption Hanzo, and just playing quick, just constantly like back up, go a little forward, land an auto attack, like shooting your W's quickly off towers and just seeing what you can get. And I've actually found that awkwardly playing Redemption, like that playstyle, like constantly moving, is keeping me so much more engaged on the hero that I'm naturally landing most, if not all, of my W's.
Interesting.
I've also been screwing around with a couple different builds with them on different maps. Been using a lot more like sharpened arrowheads again at level 7, with like explosive arrows at 4, especially on like Infernal Shrines, which has been pretty interesting. I even had a game where I went Q build on Volskaya because we had like a Chromie, and I was like, all right, like we didn't have a tank that game. I was like, we can't walk in and poke. Like, I don't want to be up close at Redemption. So I went like target practice at 1. I think I ended up going like ignore all distractions at 4 because we had so much wave clear that I was like, I'll just take the basic attack range. So like hit a minion like near like the objective in Volskaya, and then my attack range would be so long that I'll just poke people on the point with Qs and autos that they could never hit me. Which was pretty interesting. And then ended up taking. Yeah, then took the Dragon Hungers at 7, and like my Qs were hurting. Like, we ended up winning that game. It was like pretty nice.
Whoa.
So yeah, I mean, like I've been fooling around a little bit with him, just exploring different things and like different ways I can play him based on drafts that turn out being your typical Hero League drafts. So that's been a lot of fun. Definitely a fan of Hanzo. I've played him like 5 times in a row today.
Nice.
So.
I was always a fan of the auto attacking talents. I thought they were fun. Like you said, it was more engaging. Like you stutter step, the hits are like more crisp, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I always liked it. But cool.
Yep.
All right. So, new challenge this week for everyone is, first of all, go get involved with the muster, the Trolls muster that I mentioned earlier at the top of the show. If you're just getting here, if you guys are live and just seeing this, or watching live and just coming in, it will be in the show notes for the show. And yeah, so that's one challenge is, get involved with the muster. Let us know, give us any feedback. Go check out the Patreon page. Don't have to donate if you don't want to. You can share the show with others if you like it. And let us know how we're doing, and let us know any other ways we can make our muster better. And then the big challenge for the week. So the meta is always changing; it's always evolving. Things are always getting updated, patched, nerf, whatever, and things start to you start noticing trends in your games. With that being said, your standard picks maybe don't become so standard anymore, and now your non-standard picks become standard again. What I would like for you guys to do, Soken and Aurumis, and everybody else out there that's listening, watching, whatever, is to dust off an old hero you wouldn't consider to be meta so much anymore. Now, I'm not saying you go Murky and go Gazlowe. Like, if you want to, you can.
Don't do that. Don't do that, please. Please, God.
If you think
Get
now,
in the Soken's game and Murky.
if you think now is the time to see Murky come back, or Gazlowe make a comeback, or whatever, fine. But tell me why you think that is, and why that hero worked. I mean, it was like Sergeant Hammer. Sergeant Hammer all of a sudden started popping up in HTC and in Open Division and stuff, right? So, anyways, dust off an old hero you wouldn't consider meta. Play it in the current climate in patch, with the current climate for the patch, and see what is successful and what is not, and then give us your thoughts, give us your report next week. Like I said, I played some Lucio today, and Fringe Average from the Gank Push Squad was in my game. He's like, is Lucio meta now? Like, what's happening? And I'm like, no, I don't know. I just picked him because of this, this, and this, and it's working out. You know, even he saw it and was like, interesting. And,
right.
Yeah. So,
Does Jimmy count?
Jimmy, I don't think counts. He's in the meta.
Damn it!
He's back in the meta.
I hate this challenge.
Well, I will say maybe something
kidding.
like is Keldaz meta? Or, I mean,
Playing Kael'thas right now
like
on both Sky.
like Gul'dan, I mean, he's still around. Cassia has become somewhat Hero League meta. But for me, it's like I'm thinking about Brightwing, Lucio. I don't see very many Stukovs. Or even Arthas. I don't think Arthas is very meta. But he has situations where I'm sure he's super strong. But anyway, regardless of what your pick is, let us know next week. So, all right, cool. And that is our show for this week, for tonight. Thank you all so much for hanging out tonight. We really greatly appreciate every single one of you that watches, listens, whatever. Greatly appreciate you. And I want to thank our patrons on Patreon. Thank you for all your support. Helps allow us to do this each and every week, to upload to the Blueberry, or to the podcasting services and things like that. Last week was a little weird. Anyways, thank you so much for all your support. And thank you all for listening to the Nexus Trolls, a Heroes of the Storm podcast, which we stream live on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/trollsgg, every week on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Aurumis, before we leave, where can the people find you?
You could find me at GG_Aurumis on Twitter. You could find me on Discord. I should be AurumisGG on the Trolls Discord. Feel free to PM me in there. My DMs are always open for anybody that wants to contact me, ask questions, join my server, whatever it is. If you're interested in getting coaching, I do individual and team coaching. You could find me on Gamer Sensei. I will post the link in the chat again. Join there. You'll get a couple $dollars off your first lesson. In addition with that, you'll be able to get some great coaching with me. Also, the Patreon goals, like we said, we've met them. I'm in contact with Super Dave right now. We'll be doing or streaming our coaching session really soon with him, which I'm very excited for. More details to come with that probably during the next podcast. We'll make sure to announce everything. It'll be on Twitter. So keep updated with that. Keep updated on the Trolls GG Twitter, and we'll have some educational content coming out.
Right on. All right, cool. Soken, what's going on with you? Where do we find you lurking?
First of all, send me your dankest and most exquisite memes to my Twitter at Soken GLHF. That's SOKEN GLHF on Twitter. And I just got Twitch affiliate as well. So if you aren't interested in
Congrats.
seeing, thank you. I will be.
Soken.
I still stream at least once a week, and I don't know if I'll be playing Hero League on stream because I like to win, like to focus, but I will definitely be having some fun on my Twitch. I always do. I usually play with some friends or something, and we'll always have a blast. So that's on twitch.tv/Soken, SOKEN gaming. And Yeah, I got whole new art assets and everything for my stream now, so it's looking pretty legit nowadays. And that's pretty much it. I also hang out in Goon's Discord, so I'm also in the Trolls Discord. So either of those are my two main Discords that you can find me at. And you can also find me technically on the latest episode of the Gankbush Squad. I featured on there for some talk about Bush League and the upcoming season, which starts this Sunday, August 5th. So if you want more information on what's going on with Bush League Season 2, you can find us, or you can find information on that on bushleague.trolls.gg.
Right on. Cool. And you guys can find me on Twitter at GOONHOTS, GOONHOTS, GOONHOTS. And on Twitch, twitch.tv/GOONHOTS. Stream pretty much every day. Now during the day, it's a very chill, casual environment. We're just hanging out, talking. And half the time, I'm not even, like, when I'm in game, I don't read chat a whole lot. I like to focus on the game. And that way the chat can see how I interact with the other players and how I'm playing and stuff. And then they'll usually talk to themselves, like talk amongst themselves in chat. And then I'll go back and read chat everyone, during the off time when we're not queued up or when we're waiting for a queue to pop. But yeah, come hang out. It's an international stream. I call it international stream. We got people from Europe, Canada. I mean, Canada might as well be another planet. But yeah, on YouTube, GOONHOTS as well. I post some videos. I'll actually be posting some games from this week on there. Some feeds. Some terrible feeds are going to be on there, and some good wins. And also, you can find me. I appear. I'm a co-host on Troll and HGC, which is on Tuesdays. 4:30 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We talk about Heroes of Storm esports on there. And yeah, it's a good time with bags. And I think, am I missing anything else? I think that is it. So again, thank you to all our Patreon supporters. If you enjoy the show, you can support us through Patreon. You can subscribe to our Twitch channel here. Give us a like on YouTube. Give us a rating on whatever podcasting service you listen to. But yeah, you can also visit our website at trolls.gg/TheNexusTrolls to watch this and past shows along with past video streams, which is also on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/TrollsGG. Go out there and check it out. Give us a sub there. And you can follow us on Twitter at TheNexusTrolls. Our DMs are always open. Hit us up. Let us know what's going on, what you would like to see, any ideas the community has to make this better. We would greatly appreciate it. And you can also get in touch with us via email at TheNexusTrolls@trolls.gg. But I don't know, guys. Hope you guys have a great evening, great day, wherever you are. Hope you enjoy yourselves out there. Have a good weekend. We'll see you next week. Go play some Hero League. Go feed in some games. Get involved with the mustard, and get that challenge done. All right, cool. Until next time, guys. Be safe. Have fun. Take it easy.